Hi guys, let's wait for someone to connect. Let's just wait some more moments. Be patient guys. So here it is. Wait. Okay. I just invited Fabio Attanasio, so let's see if he's joining us.
Buonasera,
Ciao.
ciao man, come stai? Mi vedi bene?
And yes, let me prepare a coffee. Just to start.
Yes,
Okay, just
I
wait for me.
yes, I made it in a few moments ago.
Nice. Let's keep the Italian tradition alive. So
Ah, bravo.
we want to start this live series with some Italian kind of ritual. Express. So are you guys doing? Everything is okay? Are you ready?
Okay, are you doing? We have some people. Okay, let's see from the beginning. Okay. Looking amazing. They tell you that you look amazing. Hola, hola. Bonjour from Pakistan. Bonjour, bonjour.
Fabio, I will have my
Uè,
coffee. What about yours?
salute.
Salute.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, so now we can, we can start.
Yeah.
Uh, First of all, thank you very much, Fabio, for joining me in this my very first live Instagram.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure, also a pleasure to an opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, the situation is very, very severe all across the globe. And I was wondering what I could do in order, to bring some interesting and useful content to our community.
Mhm.
The situation was, made me thought about creating a series which could talk about some content some topics we could discuss with the family and with the community. So the four topics. Let me start with the title. So actually, the series is called "Stay at Home with GWD," and it will be live on my Instagram from today every week, 2 times a week. So it will be on Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. CET, and it will be on Wednesday, 5:30 CET. The topics we will be covering will be about men's style, content creation, digital marketing, and also we will, talk about some passion and interests in order to take it easy also in this kind of series. So the first guest we are having today is Fabio Attanasio, which is the founder of the Bespoke Youth, a blog who speaks and writes about Italian and international tailoring, and the co-founder of the Bespoke Youth Eyewear, which is an Italian-owned brand which made handmade spectacles. So actually, I don't want to have a very formal conversation. I'd rather have a very informal and very cozy kind of conversation. So in my mind, I let you. I give you the word so you can start introducing yourself, and then we can start talking about the topic. So please.
With pleasure, with pleasure. So, hi everybody. Thanks again, Fabrizio, for this chat. It's nice to have the opportunity to, catch up and also share ideas about our mutual passions. As you said, is Charlene there? Say hello to
Yes,
Charlene.
she's around. She's around.
Okay. As you said, yeah, I founded this blog in 2012, while after graduating from law school. I started visiting tailoring shops, and I really got very, very interested, super passionate about tailoring. And I kept writing and updating this blog. As someone said, without even knowing it, without even wanting it, I started a sort of academical, research on men's jacket. So I wanted to understand deeply the differences between Milanese tailoring, Florentine, and Neapolitan, English, Spanish, and so on. So, well, of course, the thing developed. Thank God the thing developed. And from the website, I shifted to social media, and now the last project is a book that was supposed to be published in June, but I guess it will be hard to present it in June because of the current situation. Well, we will find a way to present it anyways. Maybe we can organize a new live chat on Instagram to talk about it when it will be ready. And then, as you said, 5 years ago, right? Exactly 5 years ago, with my business partner Andrea Vigano, we started a brand of the handmade sunglasses and eyewear in general, and here we are today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let me give some background of my story as well, because a lot of people, or some people, know me in person, and some people follow Gentlemen's Wear Daily, follow Fabrizio Riani's social media account. Let me give some insights to my personal story as well. My story is really about passion as well, because after graduating, I started working for a big company called IBM, and I worked for them for almost 18 years. I was on Dubai in 2014, because I was on an international assignment there. And in 2012, I started my blog, Gentlemen's Wear Daily, because the idea behind was to share my passion for men's style and elegance with some other people with the kind of sensitivity I have. Actually, the situation in that period of time, we were just facing the digital revolution, so we were just entering the digital revolution. So meaning social media, meaning blog, meaning e-commerce and stuff. So it was a perfect time in a way to jump in, because there were a lot of creativity, a lot of people wanting to share, wanting to tell stories, wanting to inspire people, and so I thought that I could do it as well. So I started as a Facebook page, and then I opened the social media, all the social media. And at the beginning, what I was doing was just about we share pictures from others. So I was just selecting pictures I was liking from the web, and then we sharing, get them structured in a way people could understand. For example, if I shared a tie which I liked, I tried to put the link or try to put the brand which were producing the piece of product. So the idea was inspiring. So inspiring people in order to build their own style, because Gentleman's Wear Daily motto has always been build your own style. So I don't like to, you know, like to be like a professor and to tell the rules. I just, you know, want to share my experience, my approach to life in terms of elegance and style at the beginning to the community. So after 2 or 3 years in which I was doing, you know, working at IBM and doing Gentleman's Wear Daily, I was back in Dubai. So when I was in Dubai, I was ending my international assignment, coming back to Italy. And when I came back to Italy, I was not so motivated to, you know, keep on doing what I was doing at IBM. I mean, I'm very grateful, and I will be always grateful about the IBM, because it gave me the chance to travel the world to study. You know, my professional skills and everything is about that. So after that, I came back to Italy, and I was not so motivated, so I decided to leave IBM. And then in 2015, I left IBM to pursue my dream in having, you know, Gentleman's Wear Daily as my job. So now we have actually we are talking we are not talking only talking about menswear and elegance. We also talk about travels, lifestyle, all that kind of passion I have, and music as well. So actually, this is the introduction I wanted to do, and maybe it's time to please.
I want to add a funny moment when you were talking about the beginnings. I remember when in 2014 we did a photo shooting together, and every time I stumble upon those photos, I have a shiver. I'm scared because I look like my young son. It looks like I'm 20 years younger, fatter, and dressed in a way that maybe today I wouldn't. You know, style changes, your taste changes over the year, thank God. So it evolves with us. Every time I look at those photos, I smile, let's say.
Now, yes, it was one of the first shooting we did together with Charlie, which I didn't mention. Charlie is the official photographer of Gentleman's Wear Daily, and she's my fiancée. And together we work to inspire all the people who decide to follow our social media and stuff, and our website and whatever.
Great. So, say hi to her from me.
Yeah, definitely, I will do. Let's see if we can find some question to answer. Let me see if because this is my first time, so let me see. No, I don't have a question.
We have some questions. Wow.
Okay. How can you?
Ciao, okay. Massimo Pirrone. Ciao.
Ciao Massimo.
Ciao Francesca B.
Ciao Chris. Ciao Antonietta.
Abbiamo
Ciao Paolo.
Che ci chiede, what is the name of the glasses brand? Which is the name of the? I guess the one, the brand we were talking about before. TBD Eyewear.
Yes.
And TBD Eyewear. The bespoke dudes eyewear. Yeah, in case for every of course this is something for made out of passion, so for every sale made during this live chat, Fabrizio gets 20%.
Thank you, man.
Saluti a Valentino, ciao Valentino 30 da Palermo.
Io faccio fatica a salutarli tutti, cavolo, non riesco.
Sto andando giù.
I'm sorry guys if I'm not able to wave at you, but you are too many, and thank you again. Wait, let me see if there are some other. Oh, I see Caru Mido. How is the situation there right now in Italy? Actually, the situation, we are locked down since almost one month. The cases are growing, actually are stabilizing. We suffered a lot. This virus is not about. I'm not. Let me try to explain. I'm not a scientist. I'm not nothing. I'm just saying my opinion and what I read or listen in TV. So this virus is very severe, not in terms of death rate, but in terms of ICU hospitalization. So the problem was about having our hospital full of people needing ICU. So again, stay at home. Again, stay at home. State a casa. I don't know another language to say. So maybe Fabio, you can tell something in Spanish. Maybe I don't know.
Quédense en casa, que es peligroso.
Gracias, gracias. So now we are, it's something I can't wait to put. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. There is too
Generally
much.
speaking, it's a battle that needs the collaboration of everybody to be won. It's not a battle that you can win on your own. It doesn't take the virus is like an invisible enemy and doesn't look in the face of anybody. It doesn't care whether you're rich or poor. We need everybody to collaborate, staying, as you were rightfully saying, staying at home and following the rules, because only if we all follow the rules, we can get out of it.
Yeah,
Of course,
definitely.
even when my opinion, I'm not a scientist either, but my opinion is that when we will be able to go outside and this lockdown will be over, our day by day will be of course affected, because until they find the therapy, until they find a way, I don't want to say a vaccine because it will take at least a year or a year and a half, but until they find at least a cure for this virus, it will be hard for over 65-year-old people to go out, and so of course we will have to be careful.
Yes.
But still I really look forward to a plan for our government to go out, a plan for to start off again, because the idea of being everybody inside or everybody outside works until a certain point. I'm not saying that tomorrow we need to go out everybody, but we need a plan, at least divided by categories. People over 65 years old, for example, stay at home, keep being at home, and then some other people, after testing, after seeing that they are negative to the virus, they can go out. Otherwise, if we don't die because of the virus, we die because of the economy. It's really a
So actually,
tough situation.
yeah, definitely. There was a question I was about to turn it to you because I believe you are. First of all, you are the guest, and I believe you could answer better than me. Someone was asking about a fashion or style book to read during this quarantine.
Mm. Well, there is a one interesting book, but it's in Italian. It's L'uomo elegante. It's interesting. L'uomo elegante by Tommaso Di Benedetto. I can write it after in the comment box. In English, I would say uh, there is one I've read recently. I don't recall the name. I'll check it after, let you know. But maybe it's by Mr. Porter. It's something about men's style by Mr. Porter. It was interesting. Yeah.
What about Bruce Boyer?
Men's Style by Bruce Boyer. Absolutely interesting. Absolutely
Yeah.
interesting. It's not super easy to read from an Italian point of view, because his written style is very very high. But it's super interesting about the history of many things, many garments and stuff. So yeah, I recommend it. Definitely recommend it. Good idea.
Yeah, let me see.
There is another
Uh,
question. C'è Filo Magno. Ciao Filo.
Ciao
Uh,
Filo.
Philo is saying hello to us.
Ciao man.
Uh, yeah, there's another question regarding how you think will be the impact of the virus on the fashion industry. Would you
Mm.
like would you like to reply?
Oh, actually, this pandemic is very, as you said before, very democratic. So everyone is impacted, and a business like fashion, which is very founded on personal negotiation, interpersonal relationship, will be very affected as well. Uh, Before the virus, the situation already in the fashion system was not so optimized, let me say. If we think about that, the process which rules the fashion system is a process designed in the 60s. Actually, we have, for winter, then we have spring, summer, and when you go to a show or you go to a fashion fair, you see something that will be available in the stores next year. So this is something which is already completely not aligned with the business model we are living and the way we are living nowadays. I mean, you see something you want to buy
Yeah,
now, actually. So this is already something that before the COVID was impacting the business. But actually, I believe this COVID crisis could help the fashion system and the fashion business model to change and to adapt. Because sometimes or better, many times during a crisis, after the crisis, there will be a lot of opportunities.
yeah.
So I believe that shorten the process is something which could really help the business. And in a way that there will be something to do about that. So I believe the first things, or better, brands are already thinking about how to shorten the process, and this could be a moment to stop everything and think about a new process, a very short one. I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to add something, Fabio.
Yeah, I guess I totally agree with you. Of course, the virus is not compatible with our current system. I always try to see, to look at the bright side, if I can talk about bright side in this tragedy. And maybe I hope, but then again, we will have to see that this virus will increase the relationship of final customers with online sales. Because being forced at home in lockdown, many people might start from food. They start buying food online, and then they might start approaching the process of buying also garments online. Of course, when you are at home and you can't go out, the last thing you think about is sunglasses, shoes and suits and stuff, so fashion in general. But still, there is an interesting phenomenon that it's called revenge shopping. So at least they found that in China, after the lockdown, a lot of people being finally able to go out again, they started buying a lot. Of course, China different. It's another economy compared to Italy, but still, hopefully, there will be more and more people who approach the internet.
Okay. There's another question. Is the brand of the fabric important for the quality of the suit? This is for you.
It's a it's a joke. It's a joke. No. Well, absolutely, absolutely. Being having funded, a blog that talks about the quality, the brand is the last thing that I look to. I'm so not interested in labels that I even ask some tailors not to put any label inside. Just inside the inner pocket, sometimes I have the date written so that I remember when I had the jacket made. But I hate logos. I mean, I don't like logos. That's why for our sunglasses are timeless and have no particular, no specific logo. We don't write anything visible on the temples because we prefer, you know, focusing on quality and on timeless shapes, as much as a suit should be, in my opinion. And shoes, and the same goes for everything.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I believe quality makes the difference in any case. Sometimes also affordability it's or better. You know, now the green kind of approach is very popular
Yes,
because sustainability is also something we need to bear in mind when we are talking about quality.
definitely.
There's another question which is fun, and I say hello to Cordelia if you're still there. So, will there still be real gentlemen among the millennial generation in terms of style and manners? Uh, Actually, I can say my opinion in terms of style as I think since I started. I mean, since I was born, style is a process. Is a journey. It's a long journey, very tough in a way, with unknown destination because you never know what you will be wearing in 2 years. Actually, style is something you have or you can also learn. It's about sensitivity. It's about being sensitive. It's just about being sensitive regarding the world surrounding you. In terms of manners, I believe people, this is a very philosophic question. 50 years ago, we had bad people and good people. Now we have bad people and good people. In 50 years, we will have good people and bad people in terms of manners. So, being a gentleman, it's too kind. It's a slogan. Just be yourself. Be kind. Do whatever you want to do, but thinking about the consequences of what you do, be responsible. So be good. Just love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Let me see if there are some other questions. Wait,
Ciao
because
Davide. There's Davide Jais who just joined the
ciao,
live chat.
Davide. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Is I think the last one. The last but one.
Ah, ok. Here it is. Ciao, man. Qua, Fabio, qual è per te una delle cose più essenziali nell'eleganza maschile? Let me translate in English. This question is to Fabio, and which is the more essential things for men's elegance?
Well, in my opinion, I remember I had the opportunity of interviewing a lot of tailors and elegant people in general during these years. I will not forget once I interviewed Nicoletta Caraceni in Milan, and she told me elegance means forgetting what you're wearing. I really appreciate it. I don't like, when you don't feel at ease with what you're wearing, when you don't feel comfortable with what you're wearing, you cannot be elegant. An elegant man is somebody who has a little bit of, with what the French call nonchalance. You cannot be elegant if you're stiff, if you're rigid, if you feel like, constrained in your armor. You need to feel very comfortable with what you're wearing, and then that's when you will be elegant, in my opinion. What do you think?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I believe also that being elegant is about being yourself. Because rules. Sometimes you see you read the rules. You read you can't wear this with that, unless if you are feeling good in your clothes or whatever. I believe you are elegant and you got style and you can be proud of, going out and enjoy yourself. Then sometimes, maybe Crocs is not something we could wear, but yeah,
Yeah.
some people are very comfortable with Crocs. It's about, being yourself. It's about being confident. It's about being good with yourself. So totally agree with you.
And this is just
And
from the clothes point of view. In order to be elegant at the 360 degrees, you need to know yourself very well. You need to understand who you are, what's your place in the world, and who you want to be. Because whenever you are these things very clear in your mind, it's easier for you to dress accordingly. Otherwise, you will just be somebody who, like in Italian, we say gaga, which is somebody who pretends to be like a dandy, but he's not. He's somebody who doesn't have the cultural background to be a dandy. He's just somebody who fakes. And I hate, I appreciate authenticity. Whatever your style is, if you're authentic, I appreciate it. That's
me
when
too,
you're
me too, me
elegant.
too. Yeah, build your own style. Build your own style.
Yeah,
Be confident, understand who you are in the world.
exactly.
Fabio, sorry, I don't have any watch with me a clock with me to see the time. What time is it? Do you know?
It's 6:01.
Okay, so we have
6
half an
p.m.
hour
Fahrenheit.
to go. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Ciao, Wei. There is Wei.
who that?
Wei Ko just
Hi,
joined us.
man. Hi, man. Thank you for joining us. Let me see if I found something. Uh, Guys, do you have other questions? Because I'm struggling to find to read all the messages. There are so many. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Ciao Franca, there is Francesca Serafin as well.
Ciao Francesca.
Che fine farà l'abito? Somebody is asking
Yes, yes, you're
what will
right.
happen to the suit. I guess
Please.
we can use the same words you used for manners. 50 years ago there was a suit. Today there is a suit. Also, 100 years ago there was a suit, and in 50 years there will be always a suit.
Yeah, totally,
We
totally agree.
are experiencing casualization. I don't know how to say it, but the tendency to make men's look more and more casual. So the tie is becoming an optional and many stuff, but the suit itself, the jacket and the trousers will always be important in my opinion, and I really hope so.
There is an interesting question. Let me see it again because, sorry guys. Are companies reducing the number of looks or delaying the release? How are factories able to produce the next season garments? Actually, I'm not an expert in terms of creating a piece or creating a product, the process behind. But actually, everything in Italy, at least, everything which is not essential is shut down. So now, spring, summer 2020 is not going to happen. Paris Fashion Week has been cancelled. Milano Fashion Week has been cancelled as well. I don't have any official statement from Pitti, so oh, Abiuzzo, aspetta, let me wait. I lost Fabio. Okay,
I don't
so
know
you're
what
back.
happened.
No, I don't know. Sometimes, Instagram decides. So I
Yeah.
was saying that actually in Italy, in France, for example, they canceled Paris Fashion Week. They canceled Milano Fashion Week. Probably Pitti will be canceled as well, for sure. So no spring summer 2020 is happening now. Of course, I believe they will be able to produce, hopefully, to produce the next fall winter. Or, as I said before, maybe this will be a chance to review the process. So, but this is something we can't tell now. So that's answered the question, I believe. Wait, let me see if I can. What do you think?
There's a question regarding 3D printing for suit
Yes.
production.
Ah. I don't know. I believe that 3D printing is very good. I mean, it's a revolution as well, but it's not so applicable to suit production. Because if you think about maybe Fabio, you are the best person to answer. But if you think about how a piece of fabric is produced, it's like a 3D printer, because it's about this is very difficult in English.
What do you want to say?
I want to talk about il telaio.
The loom.
L'ordito e la trama.
Yeah, the loom. Warp and weft. Yeah, the loom looks like a printer.
Exactly.
That's what you say, yeah.
Already, in a way, the printer, the piece of fabrics are printed, kind of.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess that probably we will get to that in the future. I don't know what it will look like, because I'm of course I feel I hear a lot of echo in my ear.
Again?
Sento un po' di echo.
Wait, let me try with the.
Okay.
What about now?
Me?
Yes, I hear you.
Perfetto. Now it's perfect. So I was saying, yeah, probably we will get to that in the future. I don't exclude it. I don't know how they will look like, but in my opinion, the added value of craftsmanship will always overshadow any 3D suit that might come out. I mean, you go to the tailor not only because of the suit itself now today. You go to the tailor because of the experience of going to a tailor, and everything that involves going to the tailor. I interviewed some tailors who told me some people come here, they fly from the other side of the pond, and they just come here as part of their trip, because it's part of the experience to go also to the tailor in Napoli, in Palermo, wherever, Milan. So you don't go to the tailor because you need to dress yourself, otherwise you're naked. You go to the tailor because you want to feel something different, when you. I know it's a lot of philosophy here, but it looks philosophical.
No, you're right.
But it's true. So
it's very true.
We can have whatever 3D printer, but the craftsmanship will always win, in my opinion, for those who can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for example, if we talk about the experience, and we, for example, try to think about the e-commerce. Mm-hmm. So actually, this kind of channel is very profitable for the brands, because it cuts off the distributors, and so the value chain is very short. But actually, which is one of the biggest issues of online shopping? The first is about trust. So if you don't trust the process, it's very difficult to reach your customers. But the other very big problem, or very big issue, is about the experience, which is missing. I mean, what you were saying, it's about the experience. So when you buy something online, you miss a little bit of experience of buying, experience of being there. So that's why a lot of brands want to add to their website the storytelling piece. So when you tell a story to sell your product, or to sell your brand, which is maybe a little deeper, you compensate this kind
of missing point. So there is another question. Should one go for made to measure or buying it off the rack?
But
Please.
it looks like I'm being provoked here. No, I'm not a Taliban of bespoke, of course. I am super passionate about bespoke, so that's why I wear bespoke. But I really know, I'm fully aware of the fact that bespoke, as I said, is more for the like of it, for the fun, for the fit, also for those who can see the fit. But I'm not the one who says, you cannot go out with a made-to-measure suit, of course. Off the peg, I wouldn't even consider it for men. I don't know. It's not something I don't want to look. So if you don't have the money for it, it's not a question of money. I've always been, even when I was a student, I preferred having just one good made to measure because that was what I could afford back then. I preferred having just one good made to measure blazer rather than 10 off the peg of poor quality, So I've always adopted this kind of reasonment when buying. I prefer buying less, but buying forever, And so when you ask me off the peg or made to measure, my answer is always the same: buy the best you can and buy for good.
Okay, yeah, I believe I do agree with you. Guys, I see some some question in not in English, or you do it in Italian or in English, because otherwise I can't read French, or Spanish, or not. So there is another interesting question. Who, in your opinion, make the best of Oxford shoes? Alternative, which are the 3 shoemakers you think makes the best Oxford shoes? Just before leaving it to you, Fabio, just let me say something. Best is a very subjective, relative way of thinking, because again, best is something which fits you. You have to try it.
Yeah.
And then you can say if something is better than other. But anyway, please, Fabio.
Yeah. I don't want this live chat to be a commercial thing, but you guys seem to push me to become commercial. It happens that I designed a collection of shoes for Velasca, and we launched them in just Oxford shoes. Speaking of Oxford shoes, and we launched them in October 2019, and before being severely hit by the crisis, they were performing very well. So they are all handmade in Italy with a Blake Rapid construction. In my opinion, one of the best quality price ratio. So I fully agree with you with the concept that best is a relative word, is a subjective word. What it's best for me might not be best for you. So it always depends on what you're looking for and what's a budget as well, because I appreciate it. Speaking of Italian shoes, I like apart from Velasca, of course, I like some Santoni shoes I own, and I really love them. Speaking of English shoes, I love Edward Green or Crockett and Jones. And speaking of American shoes, I love Alden shoes. So these are my all-time favorites. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but those are my favorite ones. But again, it doesn't mean that other brands are not good. I mean, of course. I also like Barrett shoes, Italian shoes. They have a sacchetto construction. They're super comfortable, really super comfortable.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I love Alden shoes as well, and I love Preventi shoes too, which are the 2 favorites of mine. There is an interesting, not question, a kind of point. There has been, sartorial me, there has been a study conducted in the US, and women are ready to abandon going out to restaurants for 1 year if their men were up their wardrobe game. So we need to there's a lot of need of getting after World War game. Okay, that's funny.
But generally
See.
speaking, it's true. I see a lot of couples. Let's say the truth. In my opinion, a girl can look very, very well, even with a very simple dress, and maybe she can spice things up with a nice accessory and stuff. Men cannot look good when the clothes are not good. That's my opinion. I mean, if a girl wears something very very simple, I mean, I'm not talking about bad quality, because bad quality is for everyone, everything. But you know, something very simple, not for a famous haute couture brand, she could look good. Not the same thing happens for men, in my opinion. Men need to take special to be especially careful when it comes to dressing, because at the end of the day, we only have the shirt, the jacket, trousers, and tie. Women have such a wide array of options.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me see. There is another one.
Grazie, Franca. Franca is saying that it's true.
My botanier is asking, Antoniette is asking, do you think tailor-made will be more important in this transition stage?
In this during the crisis?
Transition, I believe, after the crisis.
After. It's, well, you want to reply?
I believe, you know, a good tailor is always important. Actually, like every kind of business, not so mandatory, they are shut down. So they are willing to get back to take your measures and do the process and know and welcome back the customer to their ateliers and to their studios and to their tailor shops. And I can't wait to do it. So I mean, I was just, you know, thinking about the next bespoke suit for the PT in June, but unfortunately,
yeah,
it's gone. Let me see.
But
if
they
there are some
they haven't declared yet that the
No, it's not yet official. It's not official yet, but
but
if
I don't know
Milano,
what are they waiting for, because Milano
good
Fashion Week
question.
has been cancelled. So
Another guy from Czech Republic. Hi guys, what do you think about style of young generation? And he's telling that Italian and French people are the best dressed in the world. But again, it's very, very. It's about style. It's not. It's about your style. It's about your sensitivity, your willingness to do something, and to be yourself. So also, I met a lot of young people, very stylish, very very inspiring. I mean, when I've been to PT or to Milano Fashion Week or traveling the world, I met a lot of guys which are very, very stylish, not only French and Italian, because I can tell you, if you come to Milan and take the metro, you will see a lot of Italian which are not elegant. So it's a myth. I mean, maybe or probably the percentage of people with this kind of sensitivity is higher because of our genes, because our culture, because of our tradition, because of our way of living, the dolce vita, or call it whatever you want, the Italian way, whatever. So I don't know, Fabio, if you agree with me.
Absolutely.
I believe you met a lot of elegant, stylish people from all over the place, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's true, of course, as every cliche, that maybe there is a more higher percentage of elegant people in certain cities. For example, I'm pretty sure that that in Milan there is quite a different approach to the way you present yourself to the others. In some other places, I haven't found, generally speaking, on average, I'm not talking about elegant people from Napoli, from Palermo, you know. In Milan, I see, this is what I've noticed, at least. I might be wrong, of course. I'm not a scientist, but I've noticed an interesting approach to. It's like it looks like it's a form of dignity. You know, it's important to dress in a certain way as a form of respect towards the others. That's at least that's how I interpret the importance of dressing in a certain way.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is a very beautiful quote. Being elegant is a matter of respect.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. There's another question. The less padded, light, and rather tight suit has been now a trend for several years. Have you seen any other trends coming up in the bespoke tailoring?
Trends.
Maybe.
Yes. Well,
please.
I don't know. You want to go first?
No. You know, there are some words which I really don't like. The first is fashion, in terms of
trend,
and the second is trend.
Yeah.
Turning to the question, be a little serious. I believe, you know, a lot of people try to wearing a kind of divisa, come si dice, che non mi ricordo.
Uniform.
A kind of a uniform, you know. It's back again to the talking, what we were talking about before. If you don't have that kind of sensitivity, and if you are not confident, you try to see what other people do and, you know, copy. My suggestion is about to get inspired and build your own style. So you get inspired from people you see, you look, and you meet all over the place, and then you go back home, you think, and then put together all these experience in order to create your style. But anyway, for example, let's take it very easily. The pleated trouser, for example. This is something I saw going wild in the last couple of seasons. For example, in summer, I see a lot of Hawaiian shirts. The beanies, colored beanies are everywhere in wintertime. So these kind of things caught my attention. So, but I could not define them trends. I don't know, Fabio, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that we can safely say that we are past the trend of tight. We had a very long period of time where it was trendy to wear tight, slim, short trousers and jackets. Of course, not talking about classic elegance, because you know it's another story. That one is timeless and it's always been consistent. But there has been you know, a certain trend regarding the width and the volumes of the trousers and the jackets. Now, in my opinion, at least that's what I see also online and to fairs like Pitti Uomo. People start appreciating volumes, start appreciating the drape of a nice jacket, the drape of pleated trousers, a little bit longer leg. For example, that's a funny short story. I brought all my trousers to Byram, that you might know, like a tailor, local alteration tailor in Milan, to make the leg 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter longer, because now my taste has changed and I don't like, you know, to see the sock coming up, but that's my taste. I mean, it doesn't mean that everybody needs to do that. So, well, regarding this, apart from, I've always, for example, I've always been quite, you know, keen on on volumes. So I've always appreciated longer jackets with a little bit more of volume and drape and stuff. So regarding this, I've never followed the trend. But regarding the short trousers, I guess we can safely say that we're past that trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another, I believe we are almost ending up our time. So there's another question from Barnard. Could you share with us a capsule wardrobe according to your style, to you? If I understood correct, capsule
Like
it's something
essential?
about, yeah, kind of essential. Let me start very quickly.
Yeah.
For sure, at least one bespoke or made-to-measure suit, a good collection of shoes, a good collection of glasses if you wear glasses, sunglasses, whatever, spectacles in general, ties, pochette, a good variation of shirts. It could be elegant shirts. There could be, you know, more casual. Try to mix. For example, you know, if you wear some, you know, for example, a very nice blazer in the winter time, try to pair it with a denim shirt, which is something that is, you know, the classic fit of the blazer, and you can wear it with a denim. Then let me see. Oh, that's it, more or less. I mean, coat for winter for sure. Even though I really love summer, and I can't wait to be. We have 3 minutes to go. Okay, so Fabio, go. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, whenever I'm asked these kind of questions, I always reply like my grandfather would do. So he used to say that the first suit must be blue, navy blue. Second must be gray, so you buy 2 and you have 3 because on the third day you wear separate. So that's very, if you're you know, in the stage of building up your own wardrobe, I guess that would be the best advice. Of course, then you have a lot of things, a lot of accessories and stuff, but suit wise, that's my opinion, my advice. And then of course, well, white shirts, you know, white shirts, Oxfords, a brown and a black Oxford would do the game for sure, and that's it. I feel I've seen also, if you allow me, one last question that says, how can I choose a tailor for myself? Is it possible? There was another one saying, is it possible to find a bespoke suit for 1,000 euros? I don't like talking about money, of course, because it's like very subjective and relative. But of course, it depends on where you are. In London, in Madrid, in Milan, in Napoli, every city has its own price point. Surely in Napoli, you can still find places that make a bespoke suit for less than the average, let's say. And if you want to know how to select the right tailor, follow the bespoke beauts. And read my book.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now we need to do something when you finally will be able to present it. So it will be an honor for me to host this kind of announcement. So thank you, Fabio. Thank you to everybody who joined us tonight for our first stay at home with GWD series. And the next one will be this Friday, 5:30 p.m. CET, Central European Time, with Giacomo Perotti. And we will be talking about content creation. Giacomo Perotti is a lifestyle photographer and video maker. So we will be, you know, having this kind of conversation with him in order to share experiences and tricks and stuff related to content creation in the digital world. So once again, Instagram telling me we have 15 seconds to go. And I want to thank you again, because a lot of questions, a lot of love, a lot of people connected. So I'm very proud of you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.